Okay, so let's put what we just talked about in practice. So if you don't, maybe work with your favorite quote at this point. And if you don't have one, you can get on your phones and find a good quote. And then what we want to do is have you write the quote down wherever, and then come up with 3 sound bites for that quote. And then you don't have to craft a story around it right now. You may have one, and you can just write down like the cliff notes of it. Totally fine. But what we do want you to do if you don't have the story is to write down what the quote means to you. Cool? All right. So again, just so we're all clear, you're going to find a quote that you like saying, something that resonates with you right now, and then write down 3 sound bites. And just get creative. There's no right or wrong with this. Because the reality is, you're going to be like, oh, these are the 3 sound bites. And you put them in class. You're like, those didn't work at all. And you just scrap them and then go back.
And it may be just the time in class. It may be, you'll see how they land.
Yeah, we're going to talk tomorrow. We're going to talk about music, and music helps us with the timing of classes. Like you should be at this point with this minute, and this point at this minute. And the point is that you can have the best playlist for a class ever. And then once you do it, once you're in the class, you're like, that didn't work so well.
Or maybe a song. That's happened with Chris and I a bunch. It's like, this song's awesome. It's going to be so good in a class. And you drop it into class, like, nope.
Yeah, there's an Alexi Murdoch song called Breathe. And he says, just breathe. And I'm like, that's so yoga appropriate. It's going to be awesome. No, it's not. Because he's interrupting me because he's telling him to breathe. And I'm like, no, that's my job, dude. Don't tell him to breathe. And he says it so much that it's like, and just breathe. I'm like, I was going to say that. You don't need to back up. Yeah, stay in your lane. But you just don't know until you go. And that's my point is with the sound bites, you don't know if they're going to work or not. So just go for it because you don't know. And then either take the quote and write the story of it, or take the quote and just write what it means to you. And
I have a question.
Yeah.
My favorite quote right now is really short. Is there a good way to expand quotes so that they're not just the one sentence that my quote is right now?
Yeah, tell me your quote.
March on my soul, be strong.
Yeah, because then what would need to happen at that point is what does that quote mean to you?
To me, that means that no matter what else is going on, that I can keep marching on. That when I'm really discouraged, I'm going to get up, that I have to say my soul is strong. I am strong. I can keep going. I can keep doing that. It's an encouragement to kind of keep moving forward quote to me.
Exactly right. So you would say the quote right in the beginning and then say, and then immediately after say, and what the practice does, it helps us give us the courage to keep marching on. Okay. Boom, done.
Or say that and then say the quote afterwards. So you may the explanation may come in the beginning. So you may start with the explanation. So when times are tough and we feel like we're constantly getting put down, I tell myself that I need to keep marching on, and tell my soul to keep marching on, and then boom, you hit the quote at that point, and let that be where you land. Either one's good, but you can play with that of a small couple words of an explanation and then the quote, because it's sometimes the quote like this one, Melody, needs some explanation. It needs a little bit of how does this relate to yoga practice? How does this relate to what we're about to do?
And that's the point. Any quote that's super short, or it's it may be it's a great quote, but how does it tie? How does it fit in? Just in one quick sentence, just make that connection.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Everyone clear? Any questions about what we're doing right now?